Hello there! I am currently in my closet, if you couldn't tell by the title, thumbnail, and what's behind me right now. So you may have seen in the past that I've done a big Bob Ross mural on my bedroom wall. Well, I did. It doesn't actually exist anymore because I painted over it. Sorry. If you want to see the video of me actually painting over this, I put it on my second channel. I'll leave a link in the description. So I've painted on my bedroom wall. I've also painted on my bathroom wall. And as you probably may or may not know, I am the biggest Disney fan that I know. But the one space that I thought would be perfect for a big mural was my closet wall, because if you didn't know, I actually film all of my videos and content in this closet. This is where I do it, and this is kind of a spoiler, but you know what I'm doing because of the thumbnail. But this is actually the wall that's always behind me. I have my shelves here usually with my decoration stuff. But yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to paint a Disney castle on the wall because I love Disney. I miss Disney. I don't know when I'm ever gonna get back there again, but I thought it'd be fun. I'm very excited for this video. I actually sketched this whole layout of it last night. I'll show you a bit of clip footage of that in a minute. But for now, I'm really excited. I hope that you like it. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy these mural videos, and maybe I'll look for another wall sometime to paint somehow. Yes, for now, I think it's about time we get started, and let's go. My first task was to remove the shelving from the wall. This little metal thing here is nice and wobbly, so I clearly didn't install that correctly last year. I had to unscrew them all, so I did that. All went well till my dad's electric screwdriver set alight and smoke came out of it. That was nice. Still used it anyway though, but just don't follow my example, kids, okay? Don't follow my example. I was initially going to just sketch out from the bottom upwards, but my concern was that if I made it too big by accident, the top would be completely cut off by the ceiling and just look stupid. So at least if I made it too big and the bottom was cut off, you wouldn't really see it because my desk would be in the way. Luckily, this was not an issue at all. Was not an issue because I accidentally made it way too small. So, way to go, Chloe. That was good. Had to start over. Also, can we appreciate the fact that my hair currently looks like the Instagram logo with the faded purple and blonde going through? I think in about a month, it's going to be totally back to normal again. I can't wait for that day because I enjoyed it for about 2 days and now I'm sick of it. This whole process took me about an hour and a half. Despite it looking very simple and messy, I still made it too small though, but it's fine. I made it bigger when I put paint on, but it was too small. I kept not doing it correctly. It's fine though, I fixed it. Here's me talking to myself, deciding what I want to paint first. Next up, I put clear gesso onto the wall because this wall is painted a very pale mint colour, and I was worried that if I didn't gesso over that, I'd waste a lot of my acrylic paint because the wall would soak it up, kind of like the issue I had in my bathroom. The wall sort of soaked up the paint that I was using, so I just ended up wasting more. So gesso, it was good. Here we have some blues, very nice, a blue and then a slightly different shade of blue. So if you didn't know, the Cinderella castle has actually been repainted for the first time in, I don't really know how long, probably a very long time, but it's always basically looked exactly the same since 1971 when it opened. But at the time of me actually painting this, the park wasn't open, so there weren't any actual official paintings or photos of the brand new castle repaint, just a few aerial views. But the castle has always basically looked the same. It's always been pale grey with the pale blue turrets, but this time they've officially painted it very bright blue. There's lots of gold all over it and it just looks beautiful. There's also this like pinkish, purplish, beigey shade of whatever the colour is, because I've actually not seen any photos of it because the park's been closed all this time. Just adjust the camera angle a bit more. So as you can see, it's been a few hours and my croissant hair bun has slowly been reduced to a floppy pancake. This is a mess. Look, oh no, did I get it on my, no I didn't. It needs to be precise and thin and neat, and it's none of those things. So hopefully I can fix it. It was then time for me to try to decipher the actual colour of the new castle. The bottom is still grey, but the rest is just kind of, it looks pinkish. Not pink, not salmon, but not purple, but kind of purple. Not really beige, but it looks beige in some photos. I couldn't figure it out, and I made it too pink. It looks horrible. Okay, so it looks more like this, which isn't overly pink. It's more beigey pink, so I think that I need to just definitely tone that down a little bit. Okay, it is day number 2 in my closet, and this is where we're at so far. This is too pink. I've been looking at a few photos because they haven't officially released it yet. The parks aren't even open, so there's not really any like proper pictures of it yet, but I think from what I'm seeing, this should be more beige than pink. It's not really salmon, but it's not really pink. It's just beige. So I'm trying to figure out what colour this needs to be to make it accurate. I gave up, so it's another day, another hairstyle. Not a very good one, but I guess that's the reason why I'm an artist, not a hairdresser. Now, like all artists do, when they cannot fix a part of their work, they completely decide to avoid it and work on another part. So I kept working on the bottom of the castle instead of the weird pink part that I couldn't seem to get the colour of. Later on, I decided to add a little bit of violet to my yellow, my red and my white paint, and I think I got pretty close to what the actual shade I was going for was. So I managed to cover that disgusting peachy pink weird 90s vibe it had going on and made it closer to what I think the actual castle looks like. Next, I took some wall paint to cover up the messy parts around the castle because it was bugging me to no end. I was super happy with that until I realised I used the wrong colour of wall paint and it dried darker. So that was great. Another day, another outfit. This is the book I was using, by the way, for the reference, which probably wasn't the smartest idea because not only is the castle a lot darker in this photo, but it's also the old castle with the old colours. But whatever, we're making life more difficult for ourselves, as always. You can't really see what I'm doing because I'm in the way, but I'm painting more parts of the castle, if you couldn't guess. I added some more of that purplish pinkish beige to the rest of the castle. At this point I wasn't really going for anything too neat because the overall plan was to block in the colours, then add shadows and different tones after, and lastly go in with the details, aka the beautiful lovely gold shiny parts they used. Some pinks were lighter than others depending on the parts of the castle I was working on and how exposed to sunlight those parts would be. That's the best way to create a semi-realistic, non-cartoony look to these kinds of things, so it just looks really flat otherwise. The croissant is back with whatever the extra weird... What the heck's going on back there? I think a couple pigeons had a fight or something. At this point, I'd given up making an effort and decided to just voice over everything, hence why I'm here and not actually talking throughout the video. I was just neatening up everything at this point, basically, adding a lot of different tones and lighting to the castle as well to give it a more 3D feel.
Ew, I just put my hand in it! Ah!
And I was getting a little bored of painting the castle, so I decided to skip ahead a few steps and add some of the lovely gold detail that they've put to the castle. I have this really nice gold acrylic paint by Liquitex that I thought would be perfect, and it was... Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty colour. So I added the gold turret and the little tiny gold detail bits here and there because the castle's just so... It's covered in little gold accents. And I know this is a building and I'm getting excited over a building here, but I just think it's so pretty. And I'm trying to like give it justice a little bit, but I don't know if I did, but I think it looks really nice. This will basically bring the whole thing together overall. And even though I'm not done with other stuff yet, this is just kind of making it look a little bit more polished. So this is very wonky, as you can see, but I did fix it later, I promise. Also, a lot of it was very, very slanted and wonky towards the right for some reason, but I managed to fix most of it. Some of it's not perfect, but with the magic of acrylic paint, I managed to de-wonkify the wonkiness that I had created. I pretty much just stuck my head in the way of the camera so you can't see what I'm doing half the time. I was just fixing minor little details, parts that I'd missed, fixing some of the wonkiness that I had created. There was a lot of wonkiness. I'm not sure what it is about painting a building on a wall, but it's very difficult. Maybe it's because it's a castle, but it was just very difficult to get everything to not be wonky, especially because when I tried to use a ruler to just like do a nice smooth straight line, it was wobbly anyway because it was a textured wall. But yeah, I had so much fun with this. I also wasn't sure what to do with the bottom of the castle because it's not a castle that's straight across. There's a lot of stuff in front of it, but I didn't want to paint that stuff. So the bottom looks a bit strange. I need to fix it. And again, wonkiness in some spots, but overall, adding those gold touches and adding in the more minor details, I think really helped finish it off. And I am so happy with how it turned out. It definitely could use a bit of work, which I will try and fix eventually. But I'm actually really happy with how it came out. It came out more castle-like than I initially expected it to. I don't paint buildings really ever. I've done the castle maybe once or twice before, but buildings are still a new thing to me. I do enjoy them though, so maybe I'll paint some more buildings. That'll be interesting. But yes, for now, this is how it turned out. Thank you so incredibly much for watching this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. I spent many days and hours on this video, so if you could give it a thumbs up, it would mean the absolute world to me, so appreciate it if you could do that. Also, don't forget to subscribe as well if you'd like to see more content like this, because I put out a video every single week. But yes, for now, this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.